So if you clicked on this video, you most likely read the title and thought, that is not possible. How did I get hit by a car? Well, if you guys didn't know, I've had a lot of stories throughout my life, and honestly, getting hit by a car wasn't one of the most uncommon things because it's honestly happened 3 times right now. And so I thought, why not share my first ever experience getting hit by a car? And by the way, can I just quickly say it's never a good thing to get hit by a car? So I thought I just share my thoughts on it since it's such a rare occurrence to actually survive it on top of it. So yeah, let's get right into it. So we're gonna do a few hours before the whole car accident. If you guys did not know, this is when I was still working at McDonald's for my high school year, because if you guys did not know, in my junior year through high school year for senior, I was working at McDonald's. And the reason why I was doing this is just because I was ambitious. I kind of wanted some extra money, got to get that job. And, me being with a disability always made me feel like I was very limited in my capabilities of what I can do as a person, right? But I was like, okay, I'm going to do this and show everyone I can get a job and do my thing. So I worked for 2 years in McDonald's. And now I've seen a lot of things at McDonald's, and getting hit by the car was the first thing that really ever happened, which is honestly insane itself. So I was working, I started at 8 o'clock and I ended off at 2 a.m. And you might be wondering, isn't that more than 4 hours? Yeah, so about that. Our guys had multiple people didn't come out to work that night. So your boy had to stay till 2 a.m. And now there's a lot of things that happen at McDonald's they don't tell you about after 12 o'clock. Like, we stay up 24 hours, right? But you don't know about the weirdos you get at night. So sometimes you may get a large crowd of one kind of people that come in and just order a bunch of food. Now that isn't a bad thing, because that's free revenue at the end of the day. And then sometimes you have some really sus things. So that night was really trippy. So the first thing that happened before getting hit by a car was I was just doing my thing, and all of a sudden I had some customers come up to the window, and they're like, oh, I'd like to get a Big Mac cheeseburger. And now they were laughing, right? It was a bit sus because I knew they were laughing. So then something didn't seem right. So they came through the drive-thru, and at that moment, I noticed something about the 2 people in the front and 2 people in the back. Now, the 2 people in the front, the ladies, were not the most appropriately dressed. Now, based on that assumption, you can make an assumption of how dressed they were. All I had to tell you is that I had to not think of anything in that moment and just take their mind, do my thing, and just not respond, because it was that sus. And the people in the back were recording too. So I was just like, man, I don't get paid enough to deal with this, right? So I then send them down to the second window. And my boss comes up to me. He's like, were they actually dressed like that? Or am I just drunk? Because none of us drink at work. But it was one of those scenarios you think is not possible to happen until it happens. And you're just like, well, damn, that happened. So that was one of the instances before I actually got hit by the car. The other incident that happened was we just had some Karens come by. Nothing too fancy with that. But then a few hours go by, I have to go get out of work because, school's tomorrow. And it's now 2 a.m., around 2 a.m. So it's and this is when I was driving a moped too. So, that's not the best thing in the world, being out that late, and especially on a moped late at night when people could be driving around doing stuff, especially after that incident. So I got off work. So after I got off work, I got my moped helmet, I got my gear together, got my jacket on, did my thing, and of course I'm getting my moped ready to go, right? So, okay, I leave the McDonald's, go out the exit, I look both ways, right? And there's a gas station on my right, there's no one there right now. Then on the left side, there's a Popeyes, and this is next to McDonald's. So I'm just over here thinking to myself, sweet, we're good. There's no possible way anything can go wrong, right? So I got my normal exit, because if I go right, I can go to the gas station. There's a quick exit onto the main road. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go that way. So as soon as I turn, there's literally a car in front of me, and this car is most definitely not following the speed limit. Now, keep in mind, the speed limit here is 15 miles an hour. Now, they're going 35 miles an hour, and all I know is that I just see the embodiment of death just stare at me right there, because when you're in those moments where you're gonna die, everything slows down, and you just have a few thoughts to yourself oh shit, this is actually gonna happen, and you're thinking that your life flashes before your eyes, right? And I'm over here oh crap, and thinking of what can I do to survive this. Okay, so I have A, get hit by a car, B, eat the pavement and absolutely destroy my leg, and being the most logical person I am, I instinctively, as soon as I saw that car come my way, I'm about to get hit, I just eat the ground. I just eat the gravel. And my leg is destroyed, by the way. Now, keep in mind, I had that jacket on that I have for moped, for motorcycling. It's usually a good thing to have. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm definitely hurt, but oh my God, that just happened. I look back and see the person's gonna stop. He looks at me, dead eye, dead center in the eye. And I look at him, he's like, He doesn't stop. He keeps driving. Like, doesn't check on me, doesn't do anything. Even my boss looked out the window. He's like, "You good?" Yeah, I got up, and it was more like you have a bunch of adrenaline running through your body, so you're just like, don't care. And I already don't get paid enough to do what I do at night, so I start head back home. I do my thing. I take off my pants, and my right leg is absolutely destroyed on the right hand side. So I'm just over here like, well, I'm not dead. So I just take a shower. Then my mom comes down to check on me, and she sees my leg. She's like, "You good?" She sees my leg. She sees something's wrong with it. She didn't see the full thing because look, keep in mind, I'm still wearing my pants right, but I'm not walking properly on my right leg, so she never saw it. Long story short, in the morning, she most definitely saw it, and she's like, "What the hell happened?" So, long story short, make sure to look both ways while crossing the street, but also make sure to be overly on guard because after 2 a.m., anything can go down. But yeah, if you guys enjoy the story here today and you like this different kind of content, let me know by smashing that like button. And if you do really want to see more of it, then get subscribed. But yeah, make sure to stay safe.